I just have like a vivid image of that person like slamming their body against the counter to try to get it out. Hi everyone, welcome to the Synergy Podcast. My name is Justin.
And my name is Emery.
Today we're going to be looking at comments for the question, what is the most terrifying thing that you've ever experienced while home alone? From the subreddit AskReddit. A couple of years back, I woke up at 3 a.m. to see someone walk past my bedroom door. I called out in my just woken up, not thinking haze, thinking maybe my boyfriend had come over while I was sleeping but got no response, so I knew it wasn't him. Got out of bed, stupidly forgetting to take my phone or any kind of defensive item with me, and went into the front room where the light was on to be met with a random guy staring at one of the walls.
What?
I asked him who he was and got no answer. At this point, I'd actually woken up enough to realize I could really be in trouble, so I ran back into the bedroom, grabbed my phone, and ran outside on the phone to the police, who showed up within a few minutes. Turned out the guy was mentally ill, and to this day, neither myself or the police know how he got in. I just want to bring awareness to the fact that just because someone has a mental illness does not mean that they're actually dangerous. Like, they might have just been wandering and like somehow gotten in your house. Maybe you didn't think you left the door unlocked, but you actually did.
There's like people with guns, man. You don't know.
Yo, you even go on the wrong lawn, dude. Like, forget inside their house. That is like a whole nother story. Yeah, that person did the right thing by just like leaving. That's like everything you wish happened in a scary movie. You're like,
right.
You're like, just leave.
And they're like, all right. Movie ends. Sometimes I get hallucinations where I see people walk around. I can even hear their footsteps, but they are pitch black, as in no features except shape and height. I've just learned to live with it happening sometimes. Still freaky as hell, though.
First of all, it's really scary. I'm glad that you realize it's hallucination. Second of all, go to a doctor.
I was going to say, yeah, just like go get that checked out. What if it was a ghost? This thing that's attached to you and is following you around.
I was babysitting a kid who had a video monitor and was told she wouldn't wake up while the parents were out, and if she did, to call them right away. I was watching TV with the monitor set off to the side to keep an eye on her, and right around 11 p.m., the camera's view shifted a few inches. It then began to slightly jiggle like someone was messing with it. I was squinting at it, trying to decide what I was actually seeing, and I kid you not, the whole screen burst to static for a few seconds, and the kid started wailing. She stood up and was screaming in her crib, just like one of the kids from The Sims. When she didn't fall back asleep for a few minutes, I called the mom, and she said, okay, we're on our way home. We think she has nightmares sometimes. It's fine. Never again.
No, not nightmares. There's a fucking ghost playing with you, baby.
That's what I'm saying. It looks like
I got chills, actually, when you said that story. I literally have goosebumps right now.
Like, the static really gets me, though.
No, that stuff, and like it's shaking too before the static. Like, there's definitely some presence there.
Spirits can mess with the signals and the energy, right?
Yes. Electromagnetic field or frequency or whatever it's called. I choked on a piece of dry angel food cake, nearly died until I continuously slammed my stomach on the kitchen counter to Heimlich myself. And you bet your ass I don't eat angel food cake anymore. Sad face.
Oh my god, at least alone.
Yeah, alone, right? It does say it's alone, it does.
Like, I wait for other people around before I start eating angel food cake. I just have like a vivid image of that person like slamming their body against the counter to try to get it out. I've been pretty fortunate based on these comments, but I was home alone one night, and my wife and son were visiting my mother-in-law. I walked back to our bedroom to see someone rummaging my son's room on the video baby monitor. Immediately grabbed my firearm and yelled to the other side of the house, I'm armed, come out slowly, over and over, while slowly making my way to his room. Got there and flipped on the light, nothing. Searched the whole house, pumped full of adrenaline. Yeah, wait. Finally satisfied, I was alone when I went back to the room, and the guy was back in the room.
No.
I took a closer look, and I'm ashamed to say I was looking at myself. The camera is a live feed on our Wi-Fi, and it was streaming on a huge delay. I have never known it to do that, and it has not done it since.
That's so funny, though.
So he
thank
went
God.
looking for myself and came back empty-handed. It was on a delay. He was just like, oh, come out. He like ran back, and he sees him back there, and now the guy has a gun.
Thank God it wasn't a ghost or anyone else. I'm glad.
Yeah, man, get better Wi-Fi.
My first time home alone in our new 100-plus-year-old house. We moved while the kids were on winter holiday. I heard someone clear their throat upstairs. I was on the main floor. I told myself it was the cat.
Well, well, cats do make a lot of weird sounds, but you keep telling yourself that.
It just like starts walking onto the two hind legs. That's
Yeah,
weird.
and goes in the closet, grabs his suit and tie. It's like,
No, I don't have a cat.
oh yeah, wait a minute. I don't even have a cat. I only have fish.
I was 5 years old. My parents were smoking weed in the shed outside, unknown to me. I finished my VHS and I came looking for them. Didn't see them anywhere in the house, so I assumed they vanished and or abandoned me indefinitely. Ended up calling the police and telling them my family was never coming home. 15 minutes later, a SWAT team and 5 police cars were armed
Oh,
and surrounding my house. Then my mom walks in, stoned in her PJs, just in time to answer the door. Imagine being stoned and answering the door to a SWAT team and 5 cops.
dude, why the hell did they send a SWAT team? If the little kid called them and was like, I'm home alone, like my parents abandoned me, you send a freaking SWAT team?
You know, one time I almost had my mom taken away from me. I gave myself hickeys on my arm for some reason because I guess that's the first time I
Oh,
ever
man. Kids
recognized you could
always
do
do.
that.
I remember this.
Right, yeah, you
It's
give it on your
trend.
arm. You're like, oh, that's cool. I call the cops because I just learned their number. I called them and I hung up, and I called them and I hung up. I did that about 20 times, I swear. My mom's in the
Oh, they
kitchen
thought it was
just
a signal.
cleaning. Yeah, exactly. My mom was in the kitchen just cleaning dishes. They come to the house, they knock on the door, and then I answer it, and then they're like, oh, it's like, are you okay? And then they see like bruises on my arm, and my mom comes out, and then they're like, you have to come with us. And I was like, and I started crying. I was like, no, no,
Whoa.
look, and I started sucking my arm in front of them, and I was like, look, I did this, I did it. And she like
That's
didn't
actually
know
hilarious.
Swedish, so like even scarier for
Oh
her.
no. Yeah, where she's like trying to explain to them, they're like, yeah, okay, sure, lady.
Yeah, right.
A few years back, I was home alone during a power storm. I went to the bathroom to take a dump, and at the exact time I was shitting, I sneezed. Well, the power went out as well.
What
The
the
house was
fuck?
pitch black, and I thought I literally shit myself blind. I couldn't see my hands. So in a panic, I was yelling, "No, this can't be true." I was in a panic, feeling for the toilet paper to wipe and flush. After completing the task, I just sat on the toilet trying to figure out how to tell everyone I know that I literally shit myself blind by sneezing while shitting. After 2 minutes of completely darkness and dread and panic, lightning struck outside and lit us up my hallway. Best damn feeling ever.
That's a lot of like energy output.
The absolute coincidence of like sneeze shit power outage.
About 17, had a phone call. Answered with a simple hello, and I was greeted by a female robotic voice replying goodbye. I'm still convinced 12 years on that it's going to kill me.
I don't even know, man. I still think Alexa is listening to me all the time. I unplugged that girl right now.
Oh yeah, I unplugged her, but I still think she's listening.
I'll like sneeze and she'll be bless you. Wait a minute, what?
That's so funny. When I was 16, I was dog sitting for my older sister and looking after her house. It was in the middle of winter and there was a full-on storm. At about 10, someone holds down the doorbell, which continuously rings. The dogs go mad. I go to answer the door. As I open the door, the ring stops and no one's there. This carries on, happening over the space of an hour, over which I'm checking back doors for a second bell and couldn't get a hold of my sister. The dogs are going crazy each time, and I've gone from thinking that it was some annoying prank to feeling a pit of dread in my stomach. Never found out what it was. Sister didn't know either over the phone. Think it was the weather and the wind, but I didn't not sleep that night.
No.
It was not the
Sorry, but
wind.
no.
That's not the wind.
Hold down the doorbell, and as soon as you open it, it stops. Come
That's
on.
what I'm saying. That's not the wind.
Stuff like this is definitely freaky. Like, fell down the stairs in the middle of night, broke
Oh.
my leg, had to
Oh.
crawl to the phone and to call an ambulance, and then to the door to open it. Fun times.
And this is why we are sponsored by LifeAlert. LifeAlert is a great tool that you can... Once I was home alone and I heard the tap running as if I left it open. I figured I forgot to close it when I went to the bathroom, so I just went there and closed it. As I turned around to walk back to the room, I heard the tap open and began running again. I locked myself in my room that night. Swear to God, the house was haunted. The furniture moved around on its own, and once I heard metal noises in the kitchen, and when I went to look, the drawers were all open and the cutlery was all disheveled. Good thing it was a rented apartment. Best of luck to the person who rents it afterwards.
Hell no, dude. Hell no. I'm sorry, but no thanks.
Nope. Especially like if I literally know for a fact I went and closed the tap
Dude,
and I
that's
turn
so
around and it
weird.
happens again.
It's
That's
weird.
terrifying. I'm leaving. I'm not like myself in the room. I'm leaving. That's all we have for today. Thank you for joining us. Catch us every Tuesday and Thursday for a new conversation.